Hello, viewers. This is Michael from Scooby View, my 660 podcast. This is my 660 podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to break your heart during this art podcast recording as well, not to cause any early feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this art podcast recording will change your adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change your adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, then it's good to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the topic of this. Let's get into the topic of this podcast. So basically, the Power Rangers are over 30 years. The Power Rangers has been one of those one of those good franchises that branched out into other that coated the market when it comes to toys, video games, and comic books. But and live action TV, and live action movies. But the only thing that the Power Rangers franchise has to, from the past 30 years, the one thing that the Power Rangers franchise has really not dived into is animation. Now it's been a mystery since the previous why Saddam, Disney, or even Hasbro is not diving into the franchise, taking the franchise into the animation route. So basically, when Power Rangers started out, when Shazam started out with Power Rangers, he had a difficult time. Then once Power Rangers mainstream, he just started as a live acting show for that, to sell toys and whatnot and do movies off. Then Disney bought it and basically didn't do, and did the same thing with Saddam, but they didn't really treat it that good. But they had the opportunity maybe to do it in animation, but Disney kind of dropped the ball on that one when they did the whole Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season one into like this weird animation comic book thing. I don't know who the idea was that. Somebody was on acid. Then when Tom bought the Power Rangers back from Disney, he had the opportunity to maybe to bring the Power Rangers into the animation realm, but he continued to adapt Sentai into Power Rangers. Then when he sold to Hasbro, and Hasbro has the opportunity to I know Hasbro does have plans, but it seems like those plans are derailed for some reason. So basically, a live action reboot series seems to not be happening right now. So basically, I think it's the perfect time to finally bring the Power Rangers into animation. Don't get me wrong, man. I'll still like to see live action, yeah, honestly, I still like to see live action Power Rangers series being adapted. I still like to see Sentai being adapted into live action Sentai. Blah, blah, blah. I still like to see Sentai series adapted into live action Power Rangers series, but at the same time, I think it's time the Power Rangers to move into a different realm. Honestly, a lot of people have been thinking that it'll be a good idea turning those Boom comic book ever since Boom Studios took over the comic book side of the Power Ranger franchise. A lot of people say that adapting those comic books into an animated series will make the perfect sense. Now they've been honestly, the Shadow Wolfen Group could be a good. The Shadow Wolfen Grid story arc, and basically other Power Ranger comic books that the other Power Ranger comic books that Boom Studio had created over the years since they took over the comic book side of the Power Rangers are pretty damn good to be adapted either into an animated series or a animated movie. So basically, I feel like Hasbro has even has the opportunity to bring these to adapt these comic book series that Boom Studios has been doing into a anime series, or do anime movies or what with those comic books. But it's like it's like it's just like what the hell are we doing here? Like it's time to change up the format. It's been 30 years. We we see Power Rangers. We see Power Rangers, and we see Power Rangers conquer the live action TV realm. They did the live action stage shows. They did the live action movie show. I know they conquered the live action movie sector. They've done the toy sector. They've been doing the toy sector forever and whatnot. I think it's time to really branch the franchise. To really branch the franchise into animation, and make a deal with Boom Studios to be the head of the animation partner with Hasbro. Now we know Hasbro got their own. I know they call that Entertainment One company. So basically, I believe they do have an animation partner. I believe Hasbro does have an animation partner. I believe so. I believe they still have an animation partner, or well, kind of has an animation partner. I think it's time to really 30 years, honestly, we see franchises branch out even from live action into animation. So basically, I think it's time to really, really do this. Let's do let's take the franchise into animation and see how it turns out. I know that animation. A lot of people, it depends on what type of animation style they're gonna do. It's gonna be a debate over which type of animation style should this Power Rangers series be. Should it be Western or should it be Western themed, or we're gonna go with the traditional Tokyo or Asian West, the Asian animation style. So basically, there are multiple styles they can go. They can either do CGI, which don't get me wrong, another don't get me wrong. I think they should not mess with CGI. No, I do not want to see a CGI Power Rangers series unless it's done right. Don't get me wrong. I got to get CGI animation series, but sometimes they don't really does it right. So basically, I just hope that we stick to the traditional style of animation. No CGI animation. Let's stick. If we're going Western, or we going the Asian style animation. So basically, what I'm trying to say is this. I think it's time that Hasbro, you need to finally, whoever's the head of Hasbro, whoever's the head of Hasbro, the head of Boom Studios said they're on board. They're on board to do it. If the franchise ever go to animation, the Boom Studio people will gladly help with that. So basically, you have an opportunity to work with the Boom Studio people to do an animation, to take the Power Rangers finally into the animation realm. So basically, I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that I'm really hoping that that had was smart enough and be like, well, let's take the Power Rangers into the animation round for the first time and 30 years. So basically, I'm really hoping that we get to see to see the Power Rangers franchise event, finally enter the animation round. Anyway, that's my thoughts about what the next step of the next step of building the Power Ranger franchise should take. We need to get it into animation. We need to bring the Power Rangers into animation so goddamn bad. So anyway, what do you guys think? Should the Power Rangers after 30 years, should the Power Rangers really go into animation? Take the Power Ranger franchise into animation? Yes or no? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, signing off from Screw Reviews. One.